Hello guys, KaiZerZan here, and today we'll be taking a look at the Abruzzi, Tier 6 premium cruiser for the Italian Navy. First off, I want to start by saying that this is, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful ships in the game, especially when it comes to cruisers, and I like the camo a lot, and yeah, the proportions of the superstructure to the ship, I like it a lot. Definitely one of my favorite cruisers when it comes to looks. Now let's quickly take a look at the commander setup I'll be using. I'll be using Francesco Mimbelli, inspired by von Muller and Kuznetzov for extra speed and range. I run Ingenious, full speed ahead, Velocious and steer clear with fully packed. Now the reason I chose Mimbelli over Sansonetti is solely for additional speed and more agility to be able to disengage when I want to, and to be able to dodge incoming salvos as much as possible. Now of course you could use the more offensive kit that Sansonetti offers, but personally I prefer to be moving in the Abruzzi the whole time. Now let's quickly take a look at the ships itself, starting off with the upgrades. I'm using aiming systems mod 1 in slot 1, and then steering gears and steering gears. You could use concealment here, it's up to you, but I prefer the double steering gears. If you use Mikawa as an inspiration, then you could definitely go with a concealment mod here to make your ship more stealthy. Now for the loadout, the ship comes with sonar, which you could also trade for a defensive AA fire, and comes standard with catapult fighters and a damage con. Now I am using a common battle booster flag. Quickly take a look at the stats here. Survivability, 32,500 hit points. Not too bad for a tier 6 cruiser, 16% torpedo reduction, always handy. The artillery. The Abruzzi has got 10 152mm guns, reloading in just over 7 seconds with a firing range of 15.3 kilometers. The fire chance is 7%, and we see the maximum HE shell damage is just over 2000 there. AP shell damage as well, very nice, 3100. Now the torpedoes, in my opinion, I love the Italian torpedoes, the long range super slow torpedoes, reloading in 71 seconds, 2 sets of triple torpedoes there. Very stealthy torpedoes, also torpedo detectability, 1 kilometer, very nice. AA in the Abruzzi, I have not found the Abruzzi to be especially good at fighting off enemy airplane squadrons, so yeah, steer clear of them if you can, and that's why I always prefer to be on the move constantly in the Abruzzi as a deterrent to outrun enemy squadrons if I can. Mobility is where the Abruzzi shines. My max speed here is just over 40 knots, 40.6 with the common battle booster, the speed flag, and a 680 meter turning circle, and a very good rudder shift of sub 3 seconds. Now the concealment, not the best but also not the worst, at 10.2 kilometer detectability. The Italian cruisers are stealthy by nature, but of course if you want to do a full stealth build with concealment mod and Kunichi Mikawa's inspiration, then you could definitely get that down. Now the armor view, we see here it's got a 16mm deck and a front plating as well as at the back, and quickly take a look at the citadel. Quite large part above the waterline here. Not the best, but there, if you angle the ship properly, you could get away with incoming salvos, but obviously if you get hit by 16-inch guns, especially from American battleships like the Iowa, and now with the Georgia being added as well, you are going to take significant damage. Now the Abruzzi is very fast, it's got good concealment, and it is armored with low caliber main battery guns, but I have to say the guns perform excellent on this ship. Now it says here Abruzzi, the top and most powerful ship in a series of Italian Condottieri class light cruisers. Unlike her predecessor, she boasted more powerful armaments and significantly improved protection, but it couldn't travel as fast. Entered service in 1937, and there were 2 ships in the series. Yeah, the Abruzzi is a very, very beautiful ship, in my opinion. One of the best looking cruisers. And up next, we'll quickly take a look at a match in the Abruzzi. I hope you enjoy. We are on Tears of the Desert for this match. We got the southwestern spawn here, and I'm in a division with a Cheshire. So here we start moving towards the A cap, and as you can see, the Abruzzi is not struggling to keep a very decent pace towards the side of the map. Alright, let's see. Enemy team has 1 destroyer, a few cruisers, and then a few battleships as well. Now our friendly destroyer manages to start capping B, and he runs into the enemy destroyer over there. Now we're looking here to see if we can't spot the first enemy ship approaching this side of the map. We see an Ismail over there in the middle. We see a lot of the enemy ships grouped up in the middle. There's a Helena, and unfortunately our friendly destroyer dies early in this match. We fire there the Devonshire. I did launch some preemptive torpedoes in that direction to zone the enemy ships from not pushing in this way. We see the Devonshire still spotted, and we start lighting him up with HE shots here. Our friendly team is also shooting him. As you can see, the shell arcs on the Abruzzi, very flat, very high shell velocity, and we do manage to set a nice salvo out there, and we do manage to destroy that Devonshire for our first kill of the match. Now me and my division mate in the Cheshire, we're quickly capping A here, and then we're going to start moving into the middle there. See, the Ismail just shot his guns there, so we know he's not looking this way, and we open fire. We see the Bayern there. We take a shot at him, as we see the enemy Zaras shooting my division mate and me as well. So we prioritize the Zara, and we see if we can't shoot him. We know there's a Helena on our very left somewhere still. That's not been spotted yet, since we started moving this way, so we're just waiting for him to also appear while we work on the Zara. And there the enemy Helena makes its appearance, and we instantly switch to AP as he's broadside, and we see enemy torpedoes there, and I managed to dodge, and my division mate also manages to dodge those torpedoes. Here I start reversing a little, just so I don't get my front guns to fire into the island, so we have a nice clear shot on the Helena. Struggling to get the citadel of the Helena there, and he starts moving forward there, but we do incapacitate something on the Helena. And me and my division mate, we just keep on hitting this Helena until the ship is off the map. Now here I reverse a little more, as we manage to get some decent damage on the Helena there. Quick reloading guns, very nice. Looks like the Helena is starting to turn out now. Yes, it's turning out. And keeps on shooting my division mate with HE, and here I just keep on pummeling him with my HE. And we managed to finish him off there very nicely for our second kill of the match. Now our damage total for the match so far is just over 30,000. And yeah, we just used that sonar of ours to make sure we didn't get any surprise torpedoes coming from the front from any of the enemy ships in front of us. Now here we're trying to decide which way, me and my division mate, which way we're gonna go. We decide to start creeping forward a little. I put up a spotter plane to see if we can't spot the enemy battleship, and there's the Bayern. Now as we get spotted, we instantly prioritize the Bayern until there's a more preferable target closer to us. Now we do take nice shots there at the Bayern, but unfortunately we only get shatters when we are trying to set a fire, if we can. Now here we start making a move, hopping between the islands, timing the reload of the Bayern so we don't take a broadside salvo from him as we move between the islands towards the southern part of the B cap. Finally we set a nice fire there on the Bayern, and we see some torpedoes there inbound at my division mate, and unfortunately he eats one torpedo. It says we set another fire on the Bayern, and we start to look around to see if we can't see the ship that shot those torpedoes, assuming it be the destroyer, but we can't be for certain that it was the destroyer. Now we shoot the Bayern over there as we enter the southern point of the Bravo cap, and we just keep on shooting this Bayern, try and burn him down with the HE if we can. Now luckily our friendly battleship, the Mutsu, chips in there and finishes off the Bayern there, and the enemy destroyer did manage to kill my division mate with the torpedoes and the flooding over there. As I see an Atlanta over there that's low health, and we definitely want to prioritize getting the Atlanta off the map, as he's got a very high rate of fire, which could be a problem for our team. Now he's moving towards his battleship for support, and here I know I am being hunted by the enemy destroyer, so I'm just trying to stay in the cap while keeping an eye on the position of the enemy ships, anticipating another torpedo salvo from the enemy destroyer coming our way very soon. The enemy Atlanta does manage to kill one of our ships, which is unfortunate, but luckily I did manage to cap B without being reset. And currently we are equal on ships at the moment, but I know the Atlanta has very low health, so I try to make a move towards the Atlanta to see if I can't get close enough to finish off the Atlanta without him doing more damage to any of our teammates. Now I know there's a full health Ismail right next to the Atlanta, which is going to be a problem. And we see we are located, so the enemy destroyer has a rough idea of which way we are heading. As we see the Atlanta there for a second, pops up, so we know he's right next to the Ismail. We try to creep closer towards this island, trying to plan a stealthy little hit on the Atlanta. As we check to see which way the Ismail's guns are pointing, we see he's not looking this way, so we rush him, take this corner. We see the Atlanta there, perfect, broadside to us, open fire. The Atlanta spots us, shoots us, but luckily with the high speed and agility of the Abruzzi we managed to dodge most of his shells, as we take care of the Atlanta there for our third kill of the match. Now luckily we didn't take much damage there from the Atlanta, so now we can prioritize this Ismail, as we know he's going to prioritize us as a threat to him. So I do launch there torpedoes in the rough direction where I guess the Ismail would go, depending on the speed he's going, but I did not anticipate the Ismail's picking up speed that much, so he's only going to eat a few torpedoes and not all three. Only hits one torpedo on the stern of the ship as I launch my torpedoes from the other side of the ship, and this time I did aim properly and all three torpedoes hit. We do cause a flooding and we set a fire, Now we just need to quickly finish off this Ismail before he can turn his guns around and do major damage to us. We set another fire on the Ismail. Our damage is ticking up very nicely now. Ismail is flooding and he's on fire. And our friendly cruiser there, the Flint, manages to torpedo the Ismail. Now we do see there's an enemy cruiser over there, the Indianapolis. Indianapolis has got very good guns, which could be a problem for us. Now I would like to try and cap C if I can, but I don't think that would be possible with the Indianapolis shooting us. Now here I use the excellent agility and speed of the Abruzzi to dodge most of the incoming shots from the Indianapolis, while constantly swinging out to get my rear guns to fire off at the Indianapolis. See if we can't set a fire or do some decent damage to him. Now I do get set on 2 fires there from the Indianapolis. I do put it out. Now we just hope we can finish off the Indianapolis very quickly. Our damage total for the match so far is just over 104,000 damage now. Excellent in the Abruzzi, but I know I'm not going to be able to finish capping C, so I continue to push out to chase down the Indianapolis. As I do get set on fire there, and now the Indianapolis has nowhere to go, so we keep on pummeling him, as we know he does not have torpedoes, so we can just minimize the incoming damage when possible and output as much damage to him as possible. Indianapolis there on fire, and we did very nice damage to this Indianapolis, and we finish him off for the 4th kill of this match. That brings our damage total for the match currently all the way up to 112,000 with a high caliber medal. Now we do know the enemy destroyer is somewhere in the Bravo cap, and I decide to make the straightest line I can towards the Bravo cap to go chase him down. We see the enemy destroyer just left the cap, so we know he's somewhere close by the border of B. Yukikaze and our friendly allied ships manages to get into the Charlie cap to get that cap and turn the points around for us. Now we are fairly ahead in points at this stage of the match, with only 1 enemy ship remaining, the Yukikaze. So now I just sail in a straight line to go and find that destroyer, as our teammates manages to cap C. Now we have 2 caps to 1, so we know the points for this match should be enough to secure us the win. It would be ideal if I could locate this destroyer, finish him off for a Kraken. That would be amazing. But first we have to find him. So the Abruzzi has got a very interesting set of tools on this ship, with the fighter plane and the sonar. And the excellent speed and agility that the ship has to offer creates a very interesting light cruiser experience, especially with these quick reloading guns and the very good AP and HE shells that the Italian cruisers have to offer. So I definitely like the Abruzzi. It's a very interesting ship. It's squishy in a sense, yes. Very susceptible to battleship damage and cruiser damage as well, but luckily with the quick rudder shift and the high speed, if you are able to maneuver the ship properly, you could be able to dodge most of the incoming damage. As the Abruzzi is definitely a ship that offers a very fun experience out in the open ocean. As we saw, the enemy destroyer there torpedoed one of our friendly ships, so we know he's down south, and the match ends. Unfortunately, we could not find the Yukikaze, but it's still okay. Our team manages to pull off the victory here, finishing the match at just over 112,000 damage, just shy of 3,000 base XP on 4 kills in the Abruzzi. An excellent match, showcasing just what the Abruzzi is all about. Thank you so much for watching this showcase episode featuring the Tier 6 premium cruiser for the Italian Navy, the Abruzzi. If you did like this video, please hit that like button, and if you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button. Please leave any comments or suggestions down below, and I will see you next time. Auf Wiedersehen.